Join me as I dive into the world of FIFA and PES to find out why they just can't keep up with Kylian Mbappe's insane lightning speed. When it comes to replicating the skills of the world's top footballers, FIFA and PES have always had a tough time keeping up with the fastest of the fast, and Kylian Mbappe is no exception. His incredible speed and agility on the pitch have left gamers and developers alike scratching their heads, wondering how on earth they can capture his electrifying playing style in their games. One of the main reasons FIFA and PES struggle to replicate real-life player dynamics is that they have to balance realism with gameplay. You see, in real life, players like Mbappe can reach speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, which is crazy fast. But if you were to translate that directly into the game, it would be almost unplayable. The game would be too fast, too frenetic, and would likely result in a lot of frustrating moments for players. So, developers have to find a way to capture the essence of Mbappe's speed without making the game feel unrealistic or arcadey. Another challenge is that player movements are often scripted or predetermined, which means they can't fully capture the unpredictability and chaos of a real-life football match. For example, in real life, a player like Mbappe might make a split-second decision to change direction, but in the game, that movement is predetermined by the developer. This can make the game feel stilted and unrealistic, especially when compared to the lightning-fast movements of a player like Mbappe. Additionally, the way FIFA and PES use player stats and attributes can also affect how realistic their movements are. For instance, if a player is deemed fast in the game, they might have a high-speed stat, but that doesn't necessarily translate to the kind of lightning-quick movements we see from Mbappe on the pitch. It's a complex problem that requires a deep understanding of both football and game development. Motion capture technology has come a long way in recent years, but even with advanced tech, it's still difficult to capture the intricacies of human movement. In football games, motion capture is often used to record the movements of players, which are then translated into the game. However, this process can be flawed, especially when it comes to capturing the speed and agility of a player like Mbappe. Even with the best motion capture tech, it's hard to replicate the subtle nuances of human movement, which can make the game feel less realistic. Game physics also play a huge role in how players move in FIFA and PES. The game engines have to take into account things like gravity, friction, and momentum, which can affect how players accelerate, decelerate, and change direction. However, these physics can sometimes feel unrealistic or overly simplified, which can detract from the overall experience. One way that game developers are trying to improve the realism of player movements is by using advanced algorithms and machine learning techniques. These can help create more realistic and unpredictable player movements. But even with these advancements, it's still a huge challenge to capture the lightning speed of a player like Mbappe. According to some game developers, one of the biggest challenges of creating realistic speed mechanics in sports games is that it requires a deep understanding of human physiology and biomechanics. They have to take into account things like muscle strength, joint movement, and even the way the player's brain processes information, which can be extremely complex. In an interview, one game developer revealed that they use a combination of data analysis, machine learning, and good old-fashioned observation to try and capture the movements of players like Mbappe. They'll watch hours of footage, analyze the data, and then try to translate that into the game, which can be a painstaking process. So there you have it. The main challenge of keeping up with players like Mbappe in video games is that it's just really, really hard. It requires a deep understanding of football, game development, and human physiology, as well as advanced technology and complex algorithms. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. And if you've had any experiences with FIFA and PES where you felt like they just can't keep up with the speed of players like Mbappe, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to check out my other videos for more insights on sports gaming.